On to our next topic now. When the African fintech company Zoona, which launched back in 2009, it was supplying a payment product within the Zambian agricultural sector, as well as being used as a money transfer product in the country. Now, the company has since grown significantly, including in markets like neighbouring Zimbabwe too. It also recently secured $15 million in a second round of financing. That's since its initial launch back in 2009. But to give us more details on this and understanding the lay of the land when it comes to Zoona, we joined from our Cape Town studios now by the Chief Marketing Officer, Lelemba Phiri. Good to have you with us today, Lelemba. I recall meeting with you at a financial inclusion summit in Cape Town just about a year ago, and you spoke very passionately about the importance to involve and include many Africans on the continent into the financial services space. Talk to us how Zoona has been able to do this and within the context of how Zoona actually operates.
So Zoona is a mobile payment platform that enables emerging entrepreneurs out of communities to be able to provide much needed financial services within their communities. So essentially they sign up to become agents on our platform and they start to provide these services within their communities. The customers will pay a fee for the service, and that's how they make money and that's how we make money. That's how it works simply.
But in comparison to the likes of M-Pesa and mobile wallet services, what's the competitive advantage here?
I think our competitive advantage is that it's a simple over-the-counter transaction. There isn't an arduous registration process, and we're not asking people to have a wallet on their phone. People can come in, perform a financial service, and walk out, and it's done.
Mm-hmm. But you don't necessarily do this alone. You certainly have a team of individuals who are on the ground providing access to consumers for these financial services. Talk to us about the landscape when it comes to agents, upskilling them, educating them on understanding the tool and the product and how it's efficient, and of course ensuring that they at the end of the day are also empowered.
Yes, we have about 1,500 agents between Zambia and Malawi. They in turn have created about 2,500 jobs. Essentially, they're like franchises, so they're independent business people. They're earning an income together with us on each transaction that they're performing. This is empowering because they can decide how big they want to grow their business. It's not limited to just one outlet. As long as they can manage several outlets, they're free to open as many as they want to. We take good pride in really educating them in the process, giving them support in terms of business reporting, financial service provision, training, and also just access to a 24/7 call center for them to have support.
To sidestep for a moment though, Lelemba, what is the regulatory framework in both the countries that you mentioned? How does that enable your success, especially given that markets like South Africa are a lot more developed and probably have a lot more red tape to go through for such projects to be successful?
Yeah. In the markets that we're dealing with, we still have stats like 80% of the adult population is unbanked. And so we are regulated by the central banks of each of the countries. And they're really open to increasing financial inclusion and welcoming parties such as us that can really tap into a lot of the markets that the formal financial service is not tapping into, and especially the rural areas. Mm-hmm. So they're open to new innovations, and they're very engaging in the process, and they're working with us to promote mobile money.
Mm-hmm. If we do take a look at the level of success that you've attained, additional financing as mentioned in the introduction, $15 million that's been provided. How is this secured, and more importantly, how's this capital going to be allocated?
Okay, so it was a 9-month plus fundraising round that was headed by our CEO, Mike Quinn, and our CFO, Keith Davis. We obtained most of the financing out of South Africa. So it was headed by the IFC and our existing investors from Series A, the Axion investments, as well as our media network reinvested. We then got additional investment funding out of South Africa from 4DI Capital and additional investment from Patrick Pichette, former CFO of Google. We're going to invest it in expanding our operations into other African countries and also expanding our product suite to from just money transfers to more products like savings.
Break some news here, Lelemba. Use this platform to tell us where on the rest of the continent you're actually going, and some of these detail with regard to other products. Is it based on insurance perhaps, or some other innovative financial services products?
So right now we are launching in Mozambique next week, and we are exploring the DRC. We'll also be looking at regions such as West Africa. We haven't decided on the countries yet, but our aim is to get into 10 African countries by 2020. And in terms of the product suite, we really want to be innovative and not just copy and paste what's working in other places. And so we work with the consumers to kind of drive what is their exact needs, what are they doing right now that we can try and innovate around in terms of financial services within the communities, and then build on that. So in the sense of saying insurance, I wouldn't say that outright. We want to understand what their needs are and build from that.
I'm glad that you mentioned the innovative aspect, because that goes into the team that you surround yourself with. Are these guys who are from the ground, or do you get international innovators and technology leaders to also provide insight into this development?
Both. So in terms of our own team, we have 25 nationalities, so we're quite diverse. And in terms of getting innovative ideas from everywhere, we really tap into that. But we don't want to be arrogant to prescribe products to our consumers. And so we have to work with the people on the ground for them to tell us what it is that they need, and then we can be creative in creating those products for them.
Nalemba, certainly sounds like you are set for a growth trajectory. Tell us a little bit more about what we can expect in the next 6 to 12 months from Zoona.
Okay, so you can expect that we will be in 5 markets in the next 6 to 12 months. We'll be launching at least 2 extra products by then, and that we'll be well on our way to painting the African continent green.
Fantastic. We look forward to that green color across the continent. Thank you so much for your time today, Nalemba Phiri, who is Zoona's Chief Marketing Officer.